All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Diaclum. I'm Angel, and this is KFC Toys DAI Stack. No, DAI Stack. Yeah, I got it right this time. KFC Toys DAI Stack is their Diaclone recolor of their MP, Ultra Magnus, or Citizen Stack. Not to be confused with XTV's Commander Stack, which is basically the same company. First things first, I do actually like this guy, even though he's an older figure, even though the plastic looks a little bit, you know, weird and kind of cheap. I do like him because he is very sturdy. He's fun to pose with the little posing you can get on him, and he's really actually fun to handle. Like, it's just a toy you can just grab and like manhandle. And for some quick size comparisons, here he is next to Netflix Prime, and let me get him into pose. There we go. Transform Element OP Leader Black. So you have an idea of how DAI Stack stacks up. Yeah. As for accessories, this guy should have come with 2 faceplates, but mine just came with this one, which, you know, but I did see other people came with 2, one with the face armor and one without. Also, the gun that can do this to store better, and not an accessory, but I also always like to mention it, the collector's card, which is really cool looking. I like it. For gimmicks in bot mode, he can hold his weapon very, very tightly. It has a really tight grip, and I love it. Also, the missiles can move and rotate, so he needs to shoot somebody, or are they lasers? I don't know. Besides that, he actually has a cavity, and actually got this guy 2 years ago when I just learned about this. You can actually open this up. It's easier said than done, but you can open this up, and this part, and I'm gonna see if I can open it in camera because it's not. Oh, there you go. He actually has a cavity for a matrix of leadership. I don't have any additional ones that can fit here, but that's a thing you can do, which is really cool. I wish they would have just included one, but given how old this is, people weren't that into just including matrix of leaderships with every fucking figure. I heard there's a sound wave. No, there's a shock wave that actually includes a matrix of leadership for some fuck off reason. It has a few gimmicks as well in alt mode. It has weapon storage, which you know I'm a big fan of, and it stores really well. The gun right here, between these doohickeys. It's not bad. I like it, and of course you can always move the missiles so he can aim at people. Besides that, the back of the cap can actually open up, and you can take a car and just slide it right in.
Yeah, boy.
Let's talk about this guy's materials. Hal237 from the official Show-C Store Discord channel, link in the description below, said that this guy looks very chewable. And honestly, that's the best way I can describe the materials of this guy. The plastic, you know, it's a really older figure. This guy came out, what, 2011, 2012, give or take. So yeah, the plastic quality, and you can feel it when you're handling it. It's strong plastic, but you know, nowadays third-party companies use way better plastic than this. This plastic also makes the whole figure feel very light and a bit hollow, to be quite honest. It's truly a product of its time. Also, he has no die cast whatsoever, which is surprising for a figure of this stature. As for hardware, this guy has ratchet and tension joints. Ratchet here, ratchet here. It has tension joints in different places, which is not terrible, especially for the time. You know, has ball joints at the feet. Weird. ball joints. Also a ball jointed head, which honestly, I don't mind. I like the range of movement there. For the most part, the ratchets are decently tensioned, and so are the friction joints. But these ratchets down here, they feel a little bit loose, sorry. And for some reason, squeaky. Other than that, these ratchets, however, they sound like they might break at any moment, which is really scary. And these parts, blood curdling squeaks. If anything, it serves as a good Foley for a horror sound effect board. Ugh. And last but not least, these parts here, these little flippy things, tab things, they're a bit scary because they feel very light and very thin, and I'm scared they might snap at any moment. It's part of the transformation, and honestly, it kinda scares me. I haven't had a problem with it. Haven't really seen anybody to have an issue with it, but I don't know, they feel scary. As for the sculpt and the detailing, I do like a lot of the details this guy has on the sides, even on the back, on areas you're not even gonna see. They have like detailing. They sculpted the plastic really well on this guy. Of course, a little bit more color would have gone a long way. Maybe I'll go into these with a panel lining marker and just fill that in. Other than that, I love how the chest looks. It looks pretty damn cool. The arms, these pauldron looking things, arm guards, they look great. The insides are, they have panels and shit, and I don't know, I like how it looks. I do like how this guy looks, with the exception of the face. The face is not what you would think a killer would have, and I say that because this guy's supposed to be like a killer, because Shattered Glass Universe and all that, but it kind of looks derpy. The other face that he was supposed to come with, that again mine only came with this one, doesn't look that much better either. There was another third-party company that did additional head sculpts for this guy, and they actually look pretty damn good. It's just that, it's been years, so I can't find those anywhere. Presence and paint-wise, even though this guy's materials make him look and feel very toy-tastic, I don't know, I just really love how he looks. He looks very imposing in any shelf you put him in. Very, very, very imposing. Sure, I could have used a little bit more paint apps, like I mentioned before, a little bit more detailing here. The crotch should have been yellow because this guy is the Diaclone colors for Ultra Magnus. And if I'm not mistaken, he has a little bit of yellow in the crotch section. Maybe I'll go in there with a Gundam marker because I do own a couple and do that myself. Other than that, I like him. I really do like how he looks. Articulation wise, it's not what you would expect for a figure this size for the time that it came out. I think the articulation is pretty good. With your usual rotations. It actually has a double rotation here at the elbow, which is weird. The hands can move, and they're very well tensioned as well. They're in the 3-hinge finger thing, and then the one pointy finger. I would rather, I would have liked for this finger to point completely direct, but at least he can point down at you. So that's something. And he can't flip you off, sadly. Other than that, the range in his knees are limited, but he can bend his knees forward for some reason. makes him look wonky. I don't know a pose you could do, you know, bending the knees forward that way. I mean, if you can, like, you know, look down like that, I guess that's a thing you can do. Jesus Christ. Also, for the feet, these ankle rockers are very, very limiting. I mean, it's something for the time, but you know, it makes it posing very limited. Most of it's just gonna get, you know, standing stances, because this you know, this nowadays you move this whole part, but just these little things is what moves, and it's very limiting. Something interesting you can do is you can actually sheet a butterfly joint with this guy. And a missile fell off, but that's fine. You can sheet a butterfly joint. Just don't look at it from the side or from the back, because it looks horrible. But, you know, for pictures, I think it works well. And something this guy has that a lot of more modern figures don't have for some reason: waist rotation. Decent and proper waist rotation. So, you know, eat your heart out, Fans Toys and Takara Tomy, Jetfire. And as I mentioned before, the head can look completely up, which, you know, if you get him into a flying pose like this, kind of reminds me of the Iron Giant. Transformation to and from is thankfully short, but a bit finicky, and you have to put a lot of pressure into a couple of things. They just sometimes don't want to move. It almost feels like you might break the damn thing. My goodness. You just have to sometimes move plastic through plastic. And just move this out of here. And it just that's really in there. Because a lot of this is really hard and really tight to do.
That's what she said.
Right. When you're trying to do the legs, you have to extend this. It's the same problem going to and back from cab mode. You're supposed to just extend this. Just use a bunch of, you know, elbow grease and just extend this to make sure the tab gets to the other side, and it does not feel good, like, at all. So you have to put a lot of pressure into that. The issue is mostly that you encounter the same issues no matter if you go to or from alt mode. It's just these parts are really hard because you have to really put in a lot of pressure into it. Come on. Come on. Just oof. Man, that is in there. Come on. There we go. Jesus. And then this part you have to push back, which also is a little bit tough to do. There we go. Wanna see me do it again? Oh my goodness. Just put this here and that one was way easier, man. That one was easy. And then take this and you push that back. There you go. It's almost there. There we go. It's just a problem with tolerances. And like I said, the issue is you go to or from alt mode to bot mode. Doesn't really matter. The issues are gonna be there. Alt mode honestly is fine. It can barely roll. I don't know if that's a problem with my copy, but the wheels barely turn. Look at this. This does not wanna. This one a little bit. This one barely, and this one barely wants to roll. So the thing barely rolls as it is. The front cab feels it feels like the cheapest part of the whole figure. And you can totally see the head on it. You can go like this, actually just see the head. Some people like to store it like this and just, you know, have him looking at you all the time. I don't know, man. It's better if you just move it like this. Just, it kind of covers it up a little bit with the red. But you know, like, the other issue is whenever you go pick this up, this hinge right here is not strong at all. It almost feels like it might break at any moment, and honestly, it makes the whole cab feel
Placid.
That's what you say, man.
Placid.
Watch what you say, Mel. I don't have to take this anymore.
I got this guy for about $130 shipped from eBay, and honestly, I think I overpaid. Even though I like him, and even though he was mint and sealed box, $130 I think is too much. Now, $100, I think for $100 this guy is completely worth it. Cause $130, you know, for $30 more you can get the X Transbots Commander stack for $160, give or take, on Chelsea store. So, you know, just save up and get the better version. But if you're on a budget and you want an MP Ultra Magnus that's transformation isn't that complex and it's a bit janky and you don't mind the jank and you can find him for cheap, then and only then do I think he's actually worth it. Here's the rubric with the tally. I give this guy 7 points, giving him a C grade, placing him middle of the road. All in all, I really do like this guy, and I think this guy is for those that don't mind janky transformations, horrible sounding squeaky joints, that can find it for cheap, and that are on the fence for the XTB Commander stack. Myself, I'm still also on the fence on Commander stack because I've seen the transformation looks a bit weird, and I do like transforming my toys to and from older modes. Besides that, XTB has some questionable quality control practices. Even though this guy's from KFC, and KFC and XTB are practically the same company from what I've read online anyways. But maybe once XTB announces the inevitable Diaclone recolor of their Commander stack, I might reconsider if the price is decent for it. And I might retire this guy. I still don't know, because I do like how he looks. Like, a lot. All the paneling. I'm not really into the hyper G1 cartoon aesthetic. I really like them when they're very stylized. Now, that's been my look at KFC Toys Die Stack. Join me next time where I'll take a look at Titanium Series Menosaur. Here it is, your moment of zen.